Hello everybody, welcome back to episode of Trails Beyond the Horizon. In the last parts, we got some tidbits of info from Mr. Kafai, and then we headed off into the domain, or the garden to tackle the 7th domain. We took down the direwolf and the stupid clown, Capanella. We got a bounty we gotta hunt down here before we head back to the real world, so let us do that real quick. And bang that out. So we need to go to 5th domain. That's not where I wanted to be. So go to the 5th domain. I'm gonna need to come back here so I can get that to finish up these ranks. I'm gonna go free. Shit.
冒険の始まりだ。よし、かかるぞ。
Alright. I need to come back in here and spend some time in the garden. Oh no. Great. Look what we got. Fantastic. Look at all this mess.
強敵だな。気をつけろ。
頼んだわ、ゴンさん。
容赦はしねえぜ。
Not only did I use the wrong character, I used the wrong fucking ability. Can I call quit? Fuck me.
休憩しましょう。よーし。
We're all stealth. Huh. I didn't realize we're all stealth. Well, except Vaughn. Vaughn's fucking the shitter.
雑だよ。強気に行きなさい。行くよ。さあ、行くよ。心機合一。まだよ。行くよ。
おまけだ。
合わせて、リン。いい調子だ。
心機合一。
私がついてるわ。行くよ。
Why would I use Ream's fucking shit too? I could have gotten rid of all those damn buffs.
チャンスだ。
ここだ。うん、いい感じだね。見切れるかな。で、合わせて、リン。行くよ。お願い。
お返しだ。
Ow.
お返しだ。
Alright.
こちらの手番だ。レン行くよ。切るな。レン。
Alright. Beat them both down. Alright. He's dead.
追撃よ。そこ。
お願いします。静な指示。
All right. Oops.
油断せずに行こう。
Alright, he's gone. Goodbye! Kick in the gut.
こんなもんだろ。精進あるのみだ。
Cetus Phantasm.
これにて
I've never gotten that before.
無事に達成できましたね。
悪いな。
Let me go back to Sanctum because there's those memory gems that I'm gonna look into. And wasn't there optional fights as well that unlocked too?
何でも言ってくださいね。
生き返るぜ。
ようこそ。エプファイトです。
Oh, maybe not. I thought there was no fight, but I guess there
どうか
wasn't.
お気をつけて。
This I think. We've seen these. Amelia, Queen of the Skies. We've not seen these three, so. This is the story of a woman known as the Queen of the Skies. In recent years, Calvar's armored aviation divisions could easily be considered the main pillar of the Republican Army's military forces. Its basic formation includes WES and orbital tanks and their high mobility, and Avior gunships with suppression ability despite their light armor. The Army's utter annihilation at the hands of their superpowered purple ion that during Crossbill's bid for independence taught it a hard lesson. Thus, it improved the capabilities of all its aircraft and developed the Avior 2 for use in troop transports, covering the holes in its strategy. That is, until its greatest rival, the Airborne Empire, unveiled not only its heavy tank battle battalions, but manned humanoid mechs, the Panzer Soldats. Further, the Republic's flagship, the 200R class airship known as the Baten Kaitos! Hello? Baten Kaitos? Alright. Take it. The GameCube, an underrated GameCube in the Wii game. Was dwarfed by the Empire's 250R class Gargantua. In tactical simulations against the Imperials of Republican armies, win rates continued to fall. Naturally, the Republic wasn't standing idle. They collaborated with the Verne Company and the Institute of Science to develop next-gen armaments. However, it was clear as day that this initiative would not produce a result in time for a full-scale all-out war with the Airborne Empire. Then came September 1st, 1206. A fateful day, the Imperial Army invaded the Republican Calvar in what would eventually become known as the Battle of Jormungandr. The fiercest fighting was at the Cross-Bellin front, where the Republic Army faced 350,000 airborne troops with only 280,000 of their own. And beyond the heavy tanks and panzer soldats, the Imperials also had battalion battleships and massive railway cannons deployed. The Republican Army's front collapsed almost immediately, threatening to leave Calvar itself wide open to the Imperial forces. However,
そうはさせるもんですかってね。
without warning, an old return aviator model gunship gained a Lux Raider tore through the Imperial forces' airspace. Despite their strong defense, the Empire's airspace were sluggish, leaving them open for this Lux Raider to definitely fire on the gaps in their armor. Pivoting to the next target, destroy the enemy's heavy tanks with concentrated Gatling fire focused on their weak points above the turrets.
おっと、君たちがいたわね。
The most difficult enemies would be the Empire's Panzer Soldats, especially the new Kestrel model, since it was equipped with flight capabilities. Its flight range was limited, but it's more nimble than a gunship and deployed with a they can't hurt us if they can't hit us mentality. As her fellow gunships were being shot down one by one, the Luxembourg's pilot immediately devised an insane combat maneuver. With several flying Panther Soldats closing in from behind, she pointed the Luxembourg's nose straight from the sky and shot upward. Carrying the sun at her ship's belly, she then spun it into a sharp corkscrew completing a 180-degree flip at dizzying speed.
なんだと一体どこへ
Soldiers outside the gunship after its unexpected maneuver. The ominous thought in their heads, they turned to check their rear cameras. And there was a gunship having taken a position behind them with its Gatling barrels right to its full spin.
Adieu.
Spinning like a ballerina, the Gatling barrels launched round and round of armor-piercing bullets, tearing through the lightweight soldats like paper. It was little more than one-sided slaughter, devoid of any semblance of joy. And yet, she continued to hold the trigger until she ensured the enemy was down. It was her duty as a soldier for the sake of the country.
ごめんなさい。さすがにあの若者みたいにはいかないわ。
As she looked down, the wreckage of the Panzer soldats plummeted into the ground. She recalled the ashen mech that she'd seen a year and a half prior. A young hero piloting a machine called a Divine Knight took down a gunship squad with careful strikes, driving them without a single casualty.
来てたらやり合ってみたかったけど、何やら裏で協定を結んでるみたいね。だったら、せめて決定打を狙ってみますか。
It was then that her eyes, sharp as a hawk's, caught sight of the Imperial Army's gargantua airship that had been deployed to the front. Armed with countless weapons, it was a veritable flying fortress, one that would be nigh impossible for a single fighter to take down. But if she could drop even just one of them, it could turn the tide of the battle. She had to try. She gave her battle-hardened gunship crew, at least to those who were still conscious after her absurd maneuver a moment ago, their final orders.
全クルーに告げる。これよりデカブツの一隻を狙うわ。緊急離脱の準備を。ギリギリまで付き合って生き延びなさい。
イエスマム
Ugh. Found Jormungandr, wrecker of the California Air Force gunship Lux Raider. Sweet. Shot down 7 mid-sized airships, 12 heavy tanks, 8 flight-capable Panzer soldats, and 10 grounded Panzer soldats. Additionally, dealt damage to a Gargantua-class airship, forcing it to retreat. The Lux Raider was then caught in the shockwave from enemy railway cannon fire. This, combined with the prior damage taken, resulted in a crash. All personnel escaped thanks to Captain Herring stabilized the ship. She, however, was seriously wounded, requiring 3 months of recovery. After those 3 months, Captain Herring was discharged from the hospital but retired from service due to lingering medical complications. President Rocksmith, near the end of his term, awarded her the Order of the Chevalier and promoted her to what would be her final rank, Major. I guess that's how she was injured. And solo stories were told throughout the ranks of the Republican Army about Amelia, Queen of the Skies, an unsung hero of the war. 2 years and 4 months later, the eyes of the world were upon her once again, but it remains unclear what exactly she has been doing in the interim. I guess that's how she got hurt. Alright. We're still missing 3, and 6, so might have to go back and hunt those later on. Uh-oh, looks like we're going with that man. Oh jeez.
こいつはダメっぽいな。ベルナール兄弟に禁じしルワゴ。シャドウハントのじい様もやられた。なんだよあの連中。特に炎の野郎と剣士の若造はやべえだろ。
あの甲冑のすごそうなお姉はんもやね。いちいち煽るおかっぱのボンも厄介やけど。クルーガー、あんたさっきあのボンの術まともに食ろうてたけど大丈夫な？問題ありません。剣は切れていませんので。それよりここに到達されるのも時間の問題かと思われます。敗北の可能性大。せめてどう一矢報いるか検討すべきでは。そやね。因果な商売やからいつ終わってもええとは覚悟してたけど。あんたいい機会やし、このままどさくさに紛れて逃げたらどうや。ゴーのみで名前もくれへんところに律儀に義理立てする必要あらへんで。
国士戦域か。死を告げる見つかいから来てるらしいが、親方どもも頭が固いからな。代々七子をあてがうなんざ非効率だろう。
別に不便は感じていませんので。それはともかく、親方方はどうされたのでしょう。せめて他の団員を指揮してくだされば戦力補強も期待できそうですが。
そういえばそうやね。この後に及んでもったいぶってるんかな。
Is it Lucrezia? Oh shit, she looks so young.
3人いるんやし、名高き暗殺団のトップならもう少しかっこええとこ見せてほしいけど。
ああ、あいつらなら逃げたぜ。
え？
今朝俺にことづけてとっくにな。俺ら全員最後まで戦って死ねだとさ。ま、今頃3人揃って仲良く女神行きしてるんだろうが。
エルロイはん、あんた
ちょうどいい感じの新作を調合したばかりでな。あいつらのお気に入りの品々に気づかれない程度に仕込んで他の誰が触っても無害。仕込んだ標的の対象にのみ反応してゆっくり気化する神経毒。気づいた時には中枢神経が侵され、呼吸停止を免れる方法は存在しない。
なんてことを。
相変わらずえげつないな。ああ、すると序列はアーさんが1位か。なんとなく話が見えてきたわ。
ああ、月光木馬団は連中見食らう蛇に全面降伏する。相手は10年程度の侵攻だが、歴史の長さで組織の格は決まらねえからな。ただし最後に粘るだけ粘って俺たちの価値を釣り上げてからだ。そうすりゃ軍門に下った後の扱いも変わってくるっつうもんだろう。
そううまくいくんかな。でもええよ、1枚乗らせてもらうわ。
決めろクルーが。くたばった親方どもの仇をこの場で撃つか、それとも保留にして俺に従うか。いずれ自分で納得して選ぶ時も来んだろうが、今はその二択で勘弁してやるよ。
私は
Is that Shannon? Whatever her name was, or no, it was Sharon, right? Who was the maid that was with Lisa? That's Sharon, right? Because Kruger, isn't Kruger her other name?
やれやれ、また無茶ぶりよ。あれ、何楽しそうにしてるの？
これメール
Uh oh, it's this
引っ
fucking
込
guy.
んでろって言っただろうが。
危ない連中がよけ来るさかい、他の子らといい子にしててや。
だってこんなにワクワクするのにおじさんや姉さんたちだけずるいじゃない。ナイフなら僕結構使えるよ。
それは
おじさんの新作も塗ったし、姉さんの目くらましも使える。ちょっとは手伝わせてもらっていいよね。
はあ、ねだられるまま教えてしもうたのは失敗したかな。
いいじゃねえか。俺のラボに忍び込んだのもさておき、そんじゃ みんなに声をかけて楽しくパーッと始めるとしようぜ。俺たちの愛すべきクソったれなホーム、月光木馬団最後の公演をな。
Yeah, it's gotta be Sharon. Interesting. Interesting. "14 years ago, on an international meeting known as the Pan-Zemurian Intellectual Forum was held. It was organized by an NGO called the International Cooperation Organization, the ICO. Despite being new, they attracted many notable attendees. All three Epstein disciples joined: Professor Russell of Liberal, Professor Schmidt of Arabonia, Professor Hampton of Calvard. Also in attendance was Dean Collins, an accomplished scholar from Liberal, and Mr. Alfred Herschel, director of Arabonia's Imperial Museum. The conference also attracted numerous experts from across the fields of both humanities and sciences. Its goal was an open discussion on how developing technology and international relations would affect Zemuri in the years to come. However, the event didn't conclude with some amount of drama.
よくもそんなことが言えたの、ゲルハルト。あれだけ大量の動力戦車を作っておいて、しかも画期的な重戦車を開発中らしいな。人のことをとやかく言えるのか、ラッセル。飛行船の軍用化を始めたのはお前だろう。しかも財団と協力して画期的な新型艦を計画中とか。まあ、たかが知れているだろうが。
ラッセル博士、シュミット博士もそのくらいにしてください。それぞれの国の背景はあるでしょう。ですが、今それを持ち出すべきではありません。
そうですな。あくまで知、いや知の視点で論ずることが寛容でしょう。そうでなくてはこの先ますます複雑さを増していく世界に翻弄。
そして何よりも大切なのが私たち人間の実存そのものでしょう。天の星々が移ろうように人の心もまた移ろいゆく。しかし根底は不変であると。
それはその通りですな。いかに技術が進化しようとも、要にあるのは使用する人間であるのは間違いない。同意しよう。だがいずれ訪れるぞ、シンギュラリティは。実用化手前だが、動力演算機は間違いなく最も発展するであろう技術分野だからな。
そしてネットワーク技術も間違いなく都市、大陸、すべてを結んでいくでしょう。そうすれば社会が、人の在り方が変わる。だからこそ本質を見極めなくてはなりません。
同感です。いずれ人とは何かが改めて問われることになるでしょうね。
哲学だけでなく社会、政治学的にも重要ですな。では
何を具にもつかないことを。そのような枷を前提にした思考こそが。
Oh god, I didn't recognize that fucking hairdo anywhere. It's this fucking annoying ass professor.
シンギュラリティ？大いに結構じゃないか。むしろ今のうちから技術投資を加速すべきだろう。そうして現れた人工知性は自らを進化させ、女神に匹敵する英知にすら届く可能性もあるはずだ。それに負けるようなら我々人間も所詮それだけの存在。 そうではないかね。
なんじゃと。何者だ。
それだけの見識、一体あなたは。
This man whose knowledge revolved out of Epstein's three disciples tried to argue that the attendees, despite the organizers' attempts to remove him. As he continued to lob spurious claims, the group brought up reasonable arguments to counter each one. Eventually, after a strong reprimand from security, the man clicked his tongue in irritation and let out one last outburst before he left.
まあ、せいぜい無駄な議論を続けるといい。いくら論じようが所詮シー・エプスタインの手のひらの上。そこに気づかぬ限り堂々巡りでしかないことを。
Then, having withdrawn from the debate, the mysterious man seemingly vanished in a split second while the security guard was distracted. The forum was a great success, led to many fruitful discussions. Despite being a one-time event, its impact was felt far and wide. However, the identity of the strange man was never determined. As such, his statements were stricken from the record. It's this fucking guy. This fucking guy. Alright. This fucking man. Alright, we're done here for the time being. So let's get out of here. And then I got some Force MGs we gotta bang out. Alright. Before we talk to you guys, what's going on here? Who's this lady? Son of a! That's what they're gonna hold me responsible for. Hello, is this the front desk? What? She's still not back yet. With the way things are going. Who's this lady? Hey, I know you. You're part of the idol group I saw in Edith. Oh right, the one that just debuted. Vega. I didn't realize you're in Anchorville. It looks like you've run into a bit of trouble. Who the hell are you? And just what do you think you're doing, poking your nose in where it doesn't belong? I'll only say this once. Leave or else. Hold that thought. Huh? We can trust these people. Additionally, they seem to be familiar with the city. I say we enlist their aid. Find Rachel. Now wait a moment here. You can't just decide that on your own. I think it's safe to assume this Rachel person is her partner. And if you're asking us to find her, then we can also surmise she's unaccounted for. Sorry, but this is a confidential matter. While it's true that we have a problem, we also have a company policy to uphold. We can spread like wildfire in this day and age, after all. Sure, that's fair. Still, we might be able to give you a hand. We're problem solvers from Capital. Arkwright Solutions? I feel like I've heard the name before. I bet that's because you have. We've taken on several jobs in the entertainment industry. We've even worked with, what was his name again? Alexel Talent Agency? Judith and Nina gave us a job once. Oh right, I heard about you from that film festival. That's the case. There's no harm talking about it thus first. If nothing else, we're serious about keeping things on the down low. Okay, I'll trust you. Just keep anything steady here between us, okay? As you've already worked out, Yulia's partner, Rachel, has gone missing. Which is especially problematic considering we had planned out a small scale performance tonight. If worst comes to worst, we can't simply cancel it. Again, that's some decision that's yours to make. But if something has happened to Rachel, I understand how you feel, but remember, it hasn't been that long since she disappeared. The chance of her getting into danger in a city like this is next to none. Should something be going on, the troubled look on your face shouldn't suggest as such. Vega had a blue ribbon debut as a goodwill ambassador for the space program. However, our plan shows an edit were abruptly cancelled, and we're instead tasked with doing mini live tours in the regional towns and cities. It's all with you's fault. Even though we heard they were about to break up, their popularity skyrocketed all of a sudden. So the powers that be decided to change course. And by that, I mean they swapped out our shows with us, with yous. Vega and with you. One in Rising Star and the other in Death Throes. Both belong to the same town agency. And gather their assignments are decided on by its higher-ups. Okay, I got a feel for what's going on. Seems Rachel was none too pleased to be sent out to the boonies by her bosses. Yeah, when she said her piece, she ran off. That was about 2 hours ago, I think. She's always been the headstrong type, but I would have expected her to come back by now. It's nearly showtime too. What should we do? On one hand, it doesn't seem like there's anything too bad happened. Yeah, but I can't help but be a little worried, especially after what happened at the hospital. I know what you mean. How about this? We keep an eye out for your friend while we're doing our round of the city. We'll take on your request if you're cool with it. Of course. Please find Rachel. She should be easy to pick out in a crowd with her striking blonde hair. Oh, and she should be wearing her stage outfit too. We'll leave this to you. Guess we better get on to it then. Why don't we start with the outdoor places that she might have dropped by? Runaway idol! Fisherman.
ここは穴場みたいね。ちょっといいですか?
Girl in her uniform, you say? I was focused on fishing, but I certainly would have noticed if anyone came by. I haven't seen anyone though. Well, that was a bust. Just too focused on fishing to pay attention. Alright. Shino! A blonde girl in a stage outfit? Yeah, I saw her a little while ago. Right on the money, eh? Any idea where she went? She went to the station looking really upset. But then she came back out, sighing. Maybe she didn't have enough money? Sure is easy to read. It does cost quite a bit to get to the capital from here. What about after that? All I know is that she headed south down Main Street. By the way, she'd been staring at my sign for the collab cocktail. It's like she was drawn to it. She didn't look like she wanted any attention, so I decided not to call it to her. She wouldn't certainly stand out if she had a drink here in her stage outfit. I'd say we have a good idea where she headed next, then. Right, she might be distracting herself from her troubles elsewhere in the city. Makes sense to me. Let's head up in any place that's selling booze. Right, let's go! Alright. Let's go here. Hey man, oh, get a new shop. Oh, I forgot this was down here. A blonde-haired girl in a stage outfit. The person from earlier then. Ha, so she did come here for a drink. Can't share any personal information, but I can tell you she drank like a sailor and had a litany of complaints. And it seems she'd only just come of age because she definitely wasn't used to alcohol. I did give her a few pointers on how to drink properly. I can picture that. Well, it sure sounds like she got drunk. I take it she left on her run after having her fill. Correct, she was fairly unsteady, but she managed to walk with no issues. I should warn you, she was a cranky drunk. Be careful. Thank you very much. That was very helpful. Oh boy. How's she gonna perform when she's potentially drunk? Drunk woman? Now that you mention it. I was busy helping with Fulton on the bus, but I do remember catching a whiff of alcohol when someone passed by. I bet she came from the underground bar. Did you happen to know where she went? Well, I didn't see her exactly, but I think she went south, so probably toward the highway. That's more than a little concerning. Gosh, I didn't even think about that. I do see some people head out along the highway for a walk, but it's the middle of the night. For luck, she was just trying to sober up. If not, we better find her fast. Oh boy. Girl, what are you doing out here in the wilderness? Oh shit! Oh gosh, she's definitely drunk. Should do this. I should do this final thing, and you'll be popular. No, they wash all you. I can't do drunken speech. I wish all you got to. Oh god. You're just gonna tour for a bit. Bitch, please! I'm not ready yet. I'm not. Oh boy. I'm sorry, I'm bumping you assholes! Screw that dirtbag producer. Next time we meet, I'm gonna shove my mic his big fat ass. Oh boy. 2 grilled chicken skewers and a veggie wrap. Oh lord. What's a bunch of appetizers like you to walk around your own? Look, she's getting ambushed. Seems she foul-mouthed shouts netted her in a rowdy audience. I have to help her. I don't think she even sees the danger. Out of here. Oh wait, did I change the difficulty? I don't think I did. You fucking... I did the wrong fucking thing again. Right. Alright. Great. Fucking nightmare. Give me that. Aha! Sucks to be you, doesn't it? Killed yourselves. Death blow? Fiddle lines! I'm suppressed. Good work, everyone. Who are you people? Arkwright Solutions at your service. You're Rachel, right? From the Auto Group Vega. I'm relieved to see you're safe from harm. Your partner manager asked us to look for you. And here I was wondering how much of this running away business was just her being pissed off. I understand there are a lot of things you're unhappy with. The highway's dangerous. Why don't we head back? No. You think I'm gonna do what those ungrateful little turds want me to? She's got quite the mouth on her for an idol. My whole life I dreamed of being a chansonnier. I graduated at the top of my class in the vocal arts department of my music school. Well, I did take dance classes too, so I could both sing and dance. I became an idol like they told me to, and I followed all their advice, like how I should prioritize my charm and appearance over singing. Well, in the end, they didn't consider my needs and wants me in a second. It pisses me off just by thinking about it. That's why I'm sabotaging this whole thing. I'm gonna embarrass them big time. You do realize how unreasonable you sound, right? Oh boy. I don't know what I need more though. Shh. Attack her pride, I guess. So this is the far as you're gonna go, huh? How sad. Excuse me? The whole space ambassador thing made for a solid foundation for your debut. If you had the talent, you could have easily rocketed up to stardom, but instead you crashed back down to Earth. Guess so that let all that top of the class crap go to your head. Or perhaps the skills simply didn't measure up when you entered the whole world of work. Maybe you made the right call running away and wash your hands of the whole thing. That's an end that suits a loser. Who the hell do you think you are calling me a loser? That does it. I'm gonna make you eat your words. No, I'll make you choke on them. I'm gonna show those you amateurs what a real professional can do. We'll knock them down a peg. But first, I'm gonna prove you damn fixer's wrong. That's the spirit. Let's head back. Yuli's waiting for you too. Thus, Fawn's group brought Rachel, now luckily sobered up, back to the city. God, she sobered quick. Everyone, you better set those hype thrusters to max. Sorry, Project Star Taker into its final phase. We prepared a special show just for you. Last rendezvous. Not much of a crowd, to be honest with you. I can't hear your assholes if your loud voices aren't reaching the up space. Oh, jeez, Lord. What the heck? What the? This isn't as wholesome as I thought. First, I found the vulgarity refreshing. Rachel? What on earth are you doing? Oh dear. Well, at least she's back on her feet again. All's well and ends well, I suppose. Well, I guess so. Thank you for bringing Rachel back. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude. Next time I need help, I'll have you to turn to. Oh Lord. Great! I need chaos! Lord Almighty. What an interesting idol group. Lord Almighty. Alright. I think I... If you need something, I'm kind of busy right now. Your name is Marina, right? I'm from Arkwright Solutions. So you're the fixers. I heard a lot about you back in the capital. I think you really did come to Anchorville. The Force BG did mention you were from the capital. You're what, 14? You checked when the last train would be running, right? Does it matter? Besides, I can just get back. I can get a place to stay for the night if I want. I'm prepared for the mirror for you already, so just shut up and take it. You want us to find your real family, right? Sounds like there's gotta be some sort of history behind that. What should we do? Fine, but first I want to give us the details. The Force of Jesus is a little sparse. Honestly, I'm not sure what it is you want. Phew. Alright then. My whole life I've been living with parents I'm not related to. That was because someone at Anchorville Hospital made a mistake when I was born. What kind of mistake? I wasn't even uncovered until around. I wasn't even uncovered around the end of last year, but my current parents got a note out of the blue. It said something to the effect of, "Your daughter isn't actually your daughter." Because of that mistake, 14 years ago, I was taken home by the wrong family. And according to the documents I found in my parents' study last night, they had to do suffer damages too. You can't be serious. So it's a case where two children were born at the same hospital and mistakenly swapped. I hear it used to happen on occasion when medical technology advanced. That must have been quite a shock. Not in the slightest. Actually, it was rather easy to accept. My parents have been kind of distant since the end of the last year, after all. My mom's been practically strict lately. Do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. They've even gotten stricter about table manners, and just the other day they told me the main curfew was at 4 o'clock. Can you believe that? They just don't love me anymore, now they know I'm not their real daughter. That can't be true. But anyway, while I was feeling my swords, I got into a fight with my mom during breakfast over something stupid. So I jumped on the train to Anchorville. I told myself I'd found my real family. I'm sure my real parents, who are actually related to me by blood, would treat me better. After looking around town more, I heard some rumors about your Force BGs from local kids. Alright, I think I got the gist. Mostly fits the bill. You mean you'll help me look? Yeah. But first, we have to verify whether or not there even was a mistake in the first place by asking questions. Did babies really get swapped? How? Stuff like that. Of course it happened. The victim just told you as much. I even saw the documents with my own eyes. Sorry, but did you actually bring those documents with you? Even if you did, it'd still be rather a thorny problem. We have to be cautious as we investigate. And if we can verify your story, we'll need to take into account the other family's current circumstances as well. We won't fulfill a request at the expense of someone else's happiness. That's just not what forced BGs are for. Well, since you've been acting on an impulse, maybe it's time you calm down and leave the rest to us. Take this chance to think carefully about what you're hoping to get out of meeting your real family. Who knows, you might even find yourself crying in the closet like someone I know. Huh? Fine, whatever, I get it. I'll leave everything to you. There simply must be another girl my age somewhere in town. If you find her, you better listen to her story. Right, we'll keep that in mind. Talk about a spoiled brat. You can tell she's gotten what she wants for her whole life. I guess it's no wonder why she stopped trusting her parents as soon as he got a little strict. She does seem like a stubborn one. I doubt she'll go back to the capital until she's satisfied. Doesn't change anything though. Like I said, we need to start by finding out whether or not the switcheroo even happened. We probably shouldn't just go and ask the hospital, huh? Right, not while we're busy with the case. It'd probably be better to hold off until we verify the details. I'm sure it would have been quite a scandal 14 years ago, even in a city like this. Which would mean a news outlet or even a city hall might know something. Right, let's start from there. Alright. Hey guy. Children being swapped at birth? Not that I've ever heard of. Must have heard wrong. Wait, you said it came to light late last night? Does that mean something to you? Well, I'm not sure if it's related, but around that time, a local family did reach out to us about making a change in the family register. Due to some personal circumstances, they said they would need to change the child's registration. At the time, they just wanted to know what the procedure for that might be. You think that's it? The end of last year, that was the time when this mistake was reported. Sure is suspicious. The parents came a number of times. I remember that they always seemed rather pensive. After multiple discussions, they ultimately decided against making any changes. They weren't giving us any details, but in the end, they did seem relieved by the decision. Guess that's not surprising, seeing as they've had a kid for 14 years. It must have been distressing beyond words to be told suddenly that the child wasn't theirs. But it's the same for that girl in Marina's household, too. You mean to say that the swapped child in question is a girl? Yes. Wait. Did the family who came for a consultation have a boy? They sure did. Can't really tell you anything else, seeing as this pertains to our citizens' private information. But no matter how you think about it, mixing up a boy and girl would be difficult, don't you think? The family I mentioned probably isn't related to her case. Oh, I was really hoping that you'd find a lead. It's alright. I was hoping to pay you back for everything you did for us, too. Don't worry about it. Thanks for sharing anyway. Guess we'll have to start looking elsewhere. Well, strike one. Alright. Where do you hear that story? I take it you know something about it. This is a good place to talk. Let's go outside. 14 years ago, there was a mix-up at the hospital, or so the rumor said late last year. They were doing the rounds even at Eaton's newsletter. Word started getting around shortly after Anchorville Hospital reopened. It had been closed due to nebulous circumstances. Oh, I did hear something about that place. Right, the former medical director had been arrested for ties to Almada. It sounded like Eaton News Agency knew about it. The mistake in question must have been discovered during the ensuing investigation and the change in management. But you guys didn't report the Mafia affiliation, did you? No, the authorities restricted our ability to publish any information about the arrest in order to avoid confusion. That was strictly about being anything regarding the Mafia, mind you. We had planned to publish an article about the babies being swapped, but I recommended against it during an internal meeting. They didn't want to cause any undue stress to the families, who are no doubt already going through a lot emotionally. And here I thought it was your job to check the story out for all it's worth. Please, we're not like all those reporters at Buzz Raider. I still try to position myself as a righteous reporter, you know. Wait, isn't that a line from Sunshine Agnes? Did this report really serve as inspiration? Anyway, since we never did a report on it, I don't really know too much about it. Not about the families, not about the boy himself. Sorry, I really don't have any leads to give you. Wait, boy? But the person who asked us to look into this is a girl named Marina. Huh? Is that right? From what we gathered, the baby who was swapped by mistake was definitely a male. Another result of the arrest, jumbling records, I expect. In any case, this story may not be what you're looking for. Sorry to muddy the waters. You know, this might actually be useful. What could this mean? Kinda surprising that both people we talked to said it was a boy that got swapped, not a girl. Yes, though we can't say for certain that their information is wholly accurate. What does this mean then? We're gonna have to hit a roadblock if things keep going like this. Let's head back to our client and give him an interim report. Good idea. Let's head back to Marina. Alright. Do that. Uh-oh. Beauty! Good evening. Oh, you're the people staying at Chat Noir. So you returned, Spriggan. Wait, are they the sports BG people I keep hearing about? Seems like he's a local kid. What's the connection here? When I was asking around town, Yudi's the one who turned me on the Forest BG rumors. Seems he's gone on his way to check up on me. I was worried since I didn't know if the Force BG people would be scary or not. But if it looks like there's nothing to fear since you were all friends with Judith. Well, you came back, so you must have done something, right? Yes, but there's something that's bothering us. You have time to talk right now? Yes, and I've already explained the situation to Yudi, so you can tell us both. Here, give the report. What? That doesn't make the least bit of sense. We began info and listening to local rumors, and it does seem like some babies got mixed up. But two sources have claimed it was a boy who got swapped. No way. What are you even saying? It's simply impossible. I mean... Yeah, normally something like this would be impossible. But if you set it normal aside, then maybe... Marina was a boy! I don't think that's it. What's the right answer I need to pick here? Mix-up was between a boy and a girl. Huh? A boy and a girl? And who can tell the difference between the boy and a girl? But there's no evidence that that wasn't the case. Such a mix-up is certainly inconceivable. But right now, it would be better to take everything at face value rather than stick it to preconceptions. Seems like you've had trouble finding a family with a girl your age too, right? Maybe looking at this under the assumption that a boy and a girl were swapped out could turn up new leads. Wow, you fixed really something. I think we're starting to get the idea of what's going on. Why don't we head back to head to the hospital next? Good plan. We might be able to secure new intel based on what we've heard. Could you please wait a little longer, Marina? We'll definitely get to the bottom of this. Of course, what you do next is entirely up to you. Fine, I'll leave it to you. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do when I actually meet my parents anyway. Let me guess, Yudi's the boy, right? Yudi was the mix-up boy. I'm betting he's the boy. No stone unturned. This must be involved in the incident in the capital. Go! Let's suit this and wrap this investigation tonight so the medical staff can resume the duties tomorrow morning. Yes, sir! Hard at work as always, eh, Inspector Daswani? Oh, it's you. I heard the report. Sounds like you had a rough go of it today. You did good, thinking on your feet with an unexpected crisis. Wait. They have ear doctors here? Because I swear I heard genuine praise from the hard-ass police officer. Who are you calling a hard-ass? Don't get me wrong, I still think the old adage where there's a sprick and there's trouble rings true. That said, I always give the credit where it's due. You cast a light on those that hide in the dark and kept the collateral damage to a minimum. Well, the guild from Tiny Aiden helped out a bit with that second part. How's the investigation coming along? Are you people always as brazen requesting confidential info like it's nothing? Fine, I'll tell you, but only because you're really at the party. Regarding the doctor, he's already been taken into custody, and we're in the middle of questioning him. He still isn't in his right state of mind, but so it may take some time before we get the truth of the matter. However, he knows the medical director's daily behavior is one of the reasons he got into contact with the AD group. We're looking into every possible lead, excluding his connection with the former management that was in collusion with Armada. I knew it. Between that and the underground facility, it seems like the shadows cast by the Mafia still linger. And to no one's surprise, no one's looking into this, so the police inspector and his men. That's right. From the track record of late, I suspect the CID will stay well out of the way, and stay well out of the matter. Given the incident's scope and background, we did request the assistance of the Special Investigations Department. But I'm not holding my breath. Even after things escalated to such a degree. Well, no point in chasing rainbows. We'll just make do with who's around. Speaking for myself here, I'm just relieved we got the duty here, Inspector. Let's say we can scratch each other's backs for old time's sake. With the situation as it is, I'm afraid I don't have much of a choice. If you learn anything, let me know immediately. And don't even think about keeping anything from me, you hear? Loud and clear.
かなりの混乱だったけど、ギルドと警察がきっちり収めたみたいね。
事後処理も大変そうだね。被害がそこまで広がらなくてよかったけど。
あのじいさんの立ち回りがでかそうだな。たく、どんだけだっつうの。
Boy, wouldn't you like to know?
失礼します。
I would like to know. Huh? How do you know about that? That's confidential information. Everyone not directly involved was sworn to secrecy. We're only going off bits and pieces here of hearsay. But judging by your reaction, there was a baby switcheroo here at the hospital. So you tried to trip me up. I didn't realize I was talking to a scoundrel. Nah, you're overselling him. You may say he's a hard-boiled back alley bad boy, but he's nothing more than a big softy. Hey! We are involved, actually. Maria asked us to look into the issue. She stumbled upon this on accident and has been deeply troubled by it ever since. We won't make this information public, nor will we use it for nefarious purposes, so can't you please tell us the details? I suppose I don't have a choice, especially if it's to her benefit. This all went down 14 years ago, long before I was assigned to this hospital. The hospital was investigated due to the former management being in cahoots with the Mafia, which is related to the Dr. Grant incident. It was during this investigation that I uncovered the data regarding the mistake in question. And that mistake is the mix-up with Marina, right? So, just how did a boy and girl get swapped? I was in disbelief myself when I found out. I think such a sloppy medical practitioner might still be employed. As it turns out, there was an issue with the ultrasound machine, which meant the sex of the babies couldn't be determined until birth. On top of that, the fathers were absent for the births due to work, the mothers had been unconscious at the time of delivery. And finally, there was a power outage as a result of an old infrastructure, leading to those infants having their tags swapped by accident. The whole ordeal was just one coincidence after another. That said, it is without a doubt the fault of this hospital. How horrible. Even if the former manager is to blame. I take it someone realized the screw-up eventually and decided to cover it up. When I discovered this at the end of last year, I immediately contacted the families and had them come here to talk things over. As you can imagine, both sets of parents were flabbergasted. They took their time to mull things over. And in the end, they both said that the child was their child, regardless of blood. We compensated both families and proposed that we hold a press conference to make the situation public. However, the parents all decided they would rather prioritize the mental health and well-being of the children above all else. That's why the information has been kept under confidential, and why it has been kept a secret from the children for the time being. The families are hoping to come up with a way to overcome this together when it comes time to tell the children. Oh my. In other words, they were prepared to lie. And not for their own benefit, like I did. It was so they could protect the family bonds they forged over the last 14 years. That takes some real strength. Yes. Thank you for sharing, Dr. Usain. And now we know the truth behind the mix-up. We need to think carefully about how to share this with the client if we do at all. Yeah, imagine how confused Marina would be when she found out the truth. Thank you for thinking of her. Well, I think we can pretty much easily narrow down the other family, who the other family is. You're right. Of course, the doctor couldn't share any more personal information. But if the boy was born the same day as Marina, then we just need to ask her when she was born. Right, then we know when the boy was born too. It seems like we're on the right track. Now I just gotta figure out what to do from here. Let's check in with the kid and see what she wants. Yeah, let's head back over there. Gonna take me straight back there. I think this is the closest I'm gonna get. I'm telling you, it's probably Yuddy. He's the boy. Everyone, so you've returned. Well, learn anything? Oh yeah, a whole lot in fact, but we'll keep the report simple. Ivana's companions shared what they had been told by Dr. Usain regarding the mix-up. They also explained that both families had met at the end of the last year and they had mutually decided. We've got a lead on who the other family is, but we'll be holding on to that for now. Whether or not we share depends on you. So, we can cool off a bit. Yes, thanks to you. I do want to meet them. My birth family. I've come this far anyway, after all. Marina. I think you're ready to handle it the way you are now. Well, then we'll need to look into who the boy's family is carefully. Yep, and your birthday is the hint. Turns out the babies got mixed up were born on the same day. Huh? I see. I guess that is what happens. Huh? What are you on about? Marina? Yudi? Actually, I told Yudi of the details while we were waiting for you. I thought maybe he'd be able to think of something that could help me find my family. And when I told him my birthday was on November 10th, I said that my birthday was also November 10th. It's pretty surprising that we found out we were both born on the same day. Could it be? My mom should be coming home from work soon. I'm sure she won't mind. If it's okay, could you come with me? I'm home! Oh, Yudi, you back already? Welcome home. Oh my. Hello, Yudi's mom. Welcome, Marina. I'm very happy to meet you. When I met your parents, we showed each other pictures, so I knew what you looked like. I see. So, you knew too, Yudi? Well, I never expected something like this. But I did think you've been acting strange since the end of last year. Sometimes you act like you were hiding something and go somewhere without telling me. It must have been to meet with Marina's mom to talk, huh? Then you've been meeting with my parents. They did sometimes leave me to go somewhere. Even if I asked, they'd never tell me where they went. It's true. We have been meeting from time to time ever since we met last year. I'm sorry, Yudi, and Marina too, that I couldn't say anything. I really had no idea how to handle this. During our discussions at the hospital, the idea of exchanging families did come up, but it's okay, Mom. I was really surprised when I learned about all this. But even if we aren't related by blood, you're still my mom. Yudi. You're really something, Yudi. I didn't think about what my parents were going through at all, and I kept getting into fights with them. Compared to you, No! Nothing that happened is your fault, Marina. Mom? What are you doing here? She only just arrived a moment ago after driving here from the capital. Just before you left, I realized you had looked through the paperwork about the mix-up. I thought you might come here, so I asked if I could wait for you. I'm so sorry, Marina. Ever since I found out about the mix-up, I've been so conflicted. Knowing we aren't technically related and what a sweet boy Yuri is. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't be nice to you just because you're not my own flesh and blood. I just didn't know how to handle my feelings. That's why I lashed out at you. To think just how much I've hurt you. No, Mom, it's okay. I was just acting spoiled and selfish. I didn't know how you felt, or that you had been lying for my sake. Only now do I understand how hard that must have been. I mean, I'm not good at expressing myself, just like you. Oh, Marina. We're pretty blessed, Yuri. We both have two real families after all. Yeah, I feel exactly the same way. Oh boy, Yuri, we love you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy for you both. Sure, it seemed like this would be a problem without a solution. Honestly, I had no idea how things would end up. Me neither. I'm glad we got to see this. Just goes to show that stuff like sharing blood doesn't mean a damn thing. It seems like everyone's been able to accept the truth too. I mean, I'm still flustered by all this. What our families decide to do next is kind of up in the air too. Now that we both know the truth, we're all going to have a talk together about what to do. Yeah, I think that'll be for the best. Well, I'm sure there'll be a lot of work to go through, but as long as you watch out for each other, things will work out. And that, as they say, is that. I'm really glad I posted that for BG. Thank you so much for your help today. I'd like to say thank you as well. I knew it! My chaos is lagging behind quite a lot. Alright. That's it for the 4 SPGs. I got connection events we gotta do. What we'll do is next time. So, when we come back, we'll bang those out, and then we'll continue with the story. So, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you then. Later.